time to rise and shine. I'm Shelby Barrett, the Stoned for the Stoned Roadie Show, and it's time to wake and bake with Craig Reed and Griff Martin.
Okay, on the road with Griff Martin, and here I am now at the Lynyrd Skynyrd Monument, which is the crash site for Lynyrd Skynyrd. And as you can see, there's the sign, Lynyrd Skynyrd Monument. And just past the sign, you go up here and turn on Easley Road. For those of you that want to come see it, there's a good marker over by the main road on the interstate, and it's really easy to find because of the markers on the road. Really beautiful area out here, and hard to believe that it's just not that far away where the plane went down back in October 20th, 1977. And now that there's a monument up here, it's really a great thing that these people did, and it makes for a nice place to come and take a look at things and be as close as you can to the site where the plane crashed. So we're going to get out here, take a look. Right there's the monument, and we'll take a look here. Okay, Griff Martin here on the road, the Stoned Roadie Show. I just pulled up to the crash site here, Gillsburg, Mississippi, and I'm gonna come over here and show you guys this monument. It's really a horrible thing that the plane crashed here, but what a beautiful place to have a plane crash, if you're gonna have one. Yeah, just take a look around here. It's just awesome. You can see the pine forest back there, and that's the area behind the monument where the plane crashed. You know, I was talking to Dwayne Easley, and he's the gentleman that owns the property, and he was the one that pulled a lot of the plane crash survivors and the people that didn't make it out of the plane. And you know, people ask him, they say, where is it exactly? And some people even try to sneak back there, and you know, and he's so funny. He says, I just let them do it because there's no way you're gonna get back there. It's just so thick and brush, and even if you tried, you wouldn't know where it is. So he's gonna come up here, and him and Latrell, and they're gonna take me back there so we can get prepped up for Craig's arrival in October to go back to the exact spot where the plane crashed so Craig can see it. Pretty cool of them to do it. But right here's the monument, and I'm sure a lot of people have already seen video of it and maybe even been here. So this is what it looks like, carved granite. It's got some really great pictures of the band on here and a lot of information. Some really cool carvings go around here. You can see some script that was carved into the granite. It was a really great unveiling back 2019. I was here, and this is the second time I've been here. But if you guys haven't been here, it's something you need to put on your to-do list. When you come, there's usually somebody over here selling posters, t-shirts, and things like that, so you can make donations and just spend some time back here, you know, to reflect on some things. So if you get a chance, come out here, and I think you'd really enjoy it. So we'll be leaving pretty soon as those guys show up, and we'll make a trip back to the site. Okay, here I am, Griff Martin, and I have a very interesting lady here, and her name is Brenda Martin. And we're at the monument in Gillsburg, Mississippi, and I just happened to run into Brenda here while I was here. And now, Brenda's a very interesting lady because, as we know, the monument, the Lynyrd Skynyrd monument, there's some special things that happened out here. One of them was a plane crash, a Lynyrd Skynyrd plane crash. Just so happens that when that plane crashed, there were 3 people: Artimus Pyle, Mark Howard, Mark Frank, Mark Frank, Artimus Pyle, and Ken Peden, and I should have known that.
Yeah.
I get my marks mixed up. Were actually able to walk away from the plane crash and go for help. And where did they go? They went to Brenda's house. Mm-hmm. And what happened, Brenda? Do you remember hearing the plane crash?
No, we did not. My ex-husband heard a crash, but he didn't know what it was. He thought it was a car wreck or something.
Right.
We didn't know it was a plane crash.
And what alerted you to the fact that there was something going on?
Well, he came in our little house trailer and he said there's escaped convicts out here. He had to get his rifle.
And the reason that wasn't there like a prison break at that time or something?
No, that's not the reason he thought that. The reason he thought that was because they were walking across our pasture and then up our driveway, and at the same time a helicopter was flying around with a big light on it. So he thought, you know, they might have been escaped convicts. Well, they come up our driveway, he went out with his rifle, and he shot up in the air. And
your husband, that's your ex-husband now, and his name is what?
Johnny Moats. Johnny
Moats, and I knew that, but you know, I just wanted to get it from you. And so, what did he do when I heard that he was kind of like wondering what was going on? He sort of was driving around looking at these guys like, what are they doing here, right?
Well, see, first he was in that field right there. He was putting out hay bales, and they were trying to flag him down. Mm-hmm. He wouldn't stop, so then he came rushing down to our little house trailer and came in and got his rifle, went back outside, and then they were coming up our driveway. He went out there and he shot up in the air. They threw their hands up and they said a plane has crashed. Mm-hmm. Well, he did believe them. So he let, Artimus came in our house trailer and used our telephone to call his family. Well, years later, Artimus starts telling this story. Mm-hmm. I survived the plane crash, and then the farmer shot me. That was a lie.
Okay.
And he's still telling that story.
And what kind of rifle was it?
A .243 rifle.
.243 rifle. So I guess if that bullet hits you, you're gonna know it, huh?
You would be dead.
Well, you know, that's what we do. We document facts, and we want to find out from the people that were there and what happened. So this is Brenda's story.
Well, and you may want to talk to him and get his story.
Well, you know, we try to do that, but not everybody's as gracious as you to talk to me like that, and we appreciate it.
Now, if you'll cut that off, I'll tell you my other story.
Okay, well, we'll keep going with this story, but this is a true story. I believe you. So what did you think when, all right, you were in the house, and, right? Weren't you in the house? And what's the first thing that happened that you knew what was, did your husband come say, hey, these guys crashed in a plane, or what happened that the first thing that you knew that there was something going on that you knew?
Well, when Artimus came in there to call his family.
What did he look like? Was he bloody? Was he?
No,
did you see any injuries on him?
No,
or?
I did not.
No?
No.
And what about the other guys?
They were out in our backyard.
Yeah.
Peden and Mark Frank.
And what did they look like? Were they in bad shape?
I can't remember. That's been 46 years ago. I don't remember what they looked like. But now, Mark Frank was out in my backyard burning my garbage can full of trash. He had set it on fire. Now, I'm assuming he did that to try to get attention from the helicopter.
Oh.
I don't know.
Wow, I never heard that.
But yeah.
See what you learn whenever you talk to the person that was there?
Yeah.
That's kind of...
But I mean, within just a few minutes, we had a ton of cars to start showing up.
Yeah, and...
A lot.
So what happened with those guys after they who did Artimus call?
He called his family. I don't know who
Called his family. You don't know who he called? And when the people started showing up, were they just like sitting there resting because they were traumatized from their injuries, or what happened, or were they like loaded up into an ambulance, or what happened to them after they came in the house and made the phone call?
Well, Artimus Powell got in my ex-husband's truck with him, and they went back down to the crash site.
Okay.
And then they didn't stay down there long, and then they came back up, and then neighbors started taking all of them to the hospitals.
And did you know who Lynyrd Skynyrd was at the time?
Nobody knew it was Lynyrd Skynyrd until late that night, because the three that even came to my house never said we're with Lynyrd Skynyrd. They never said that. So
in your mind, what the heck were you thinking when all this was going on? Were you saying, who are these people?
No, I did believe them when they said a plane had crashed.
Right.
But I didn't go down there because I was pregnant at the time, and I didn't want to get down there and the plane blow up. But
so when your husband realized that they were, on the plane and everything, were they like having a conversation and everything was okay, and he was like, okay, we're going to get you some help? Is that basically what happened?
Yep.
And so how long do you think they were at your house, or do you remember? I know it was a long time ago.
No, they weren't in my house that long.
So
no.
Then did like your husband go and help with the plane crash survivors and stuff like that, or what happened next?
Yeah, he went down there, but I don't know who all was helping. Dwayne easily will tell you who was helping.
So when was it you found out that they were Lynyrd Skynyrd?
It was late that night.
Late that night?
Yeah. I mean, I think it was even on TV late that night.
And now a lot of years went by, and then you guys out here all got together and started putting together this monument. And so do you guys remember any of the first survivor that came out here and met with the people that put the monument up? Can you tell me anything about that? Like, who was it? Who was like the first plane crash survivors that came and met with the people that helped save them off the plane? Do you remember that?
No, I know we see Gene Odom a lot. But,
yeah.
I don't know.
Okay, well, Brenda, this is great that we got your story here, and we appreciate it, and thank you for telling it, and it's very helpful for history about what happened with the Lynyrd Skynyrd crash.
Don't put this on TV, and don't put it on Facebook.
Okay.
Because I don't want to be on it.
All right. Thank you, Brenda. Okay, Griff Martin on the road, and here we are with Dwayne Easley, and this is Latrell. And Latrell, what's your last name again?
Metter.
I'd butchered it if I tried to say it, you know what I mean?
That's good.
Latrell Metter and Dwayne Easley, of course. Dwayne, he's somewhat of a movie star, He's been interviewed by Rolling Stone and, and all kinds of news people. But this is the gentleman here who was one of the first people, or maybe the first person on the plane, and he's been on the podcast before. Very graciously came on there, and Dwayne, he's a really nice guy to bring me out here. We're going to try we're going to attempt to go through this rugged brush and go find the crash site there, and in October we're going to try to get Craig out here. So that's what this is, kind of like a mock-up run for that. And these guys are helping me out today, and I can't tell you how much I appreciate it, Dwayne and Latrell, doing this. So this is the start of the excuse me, the start of the journey here. For people that don't know, that the plane crash is not too far from the monument. And the monument is a really great thing. We want to support it the best we can, and that's what this is all about. But if anybody is thinking that they could get to the crash site from the monument, you better watch out because you might catch a bullet in your ass. So I wouldn't think about it. So this is the start, and we're going to go out here in this side by side right here, and so we're kind of prepping up for that, get ready to go, and we're going to start right here. Bullshit here. So we got we're off. Latrell's driving, and we're in this side by side going through the woods. We're getting ready to find the entrance to this place. It's top secret, so I'm not going to video the entrance, even though it wouldn't help you if you tried to get through there. So once we get a little closer, I'll come back.
Gates.
Yeah, a lot of lock gates. Wow, you were right. It's kind of hard to even see what you're doing back here. Oh yeah, a lot for the hogs to root. Little hunting blind. Okay, Latrell, we kind of made it to the point where we can't go any farther. What's happening now? What do we do now?
Well, we'll walk the rest of the way in.
Yeah,
and,
so we got to go through this gate here?
Yeah, we'll go through this gate and we'll walk another probably half a mile in, and the creek will be on our right, and we'll go down into the creek, go across and see the four corners. We'll see the old Johnny Moat
entrance
where he built for the concert and the thing, the reunion, whatever that was, and the tree is down, the carving tree, so we'll go back and look at it too.
Okay, let's do it. Okay, Latrell, what's going on now? Where are we at?
Okay. Over here, we're gonna head to the creek and go across where they started taking everybody out of here, and then you'll see the four corners where all the property lines came together.
Okay.
We may not go in the exact
place where, yeah,
we went through.
But this is the creek, though.
This is the creek.
Is it? Can you see it from here?
Yeah. Probably just extremely steep right here.
Oh yeah, okay. So that is the infamous creek where they had to carry everybody through there.
If you film right there, there's the lattice work and the...
Oh, that's the entrance there, yeah. Okay. All right, cool. Okay, here we are at the creek. I'm gonna follow you, Latrell. Okay. Okay, what we got here, Latrell?
This is actually the area where they refer to the four corners.
The
four different properties that are here. That would be the Moat Farm, and then another property I'm not sure who the owner was at the time. And then that's the property that was the timber property, and then the Easley property.
And we just came from that direction is where the creek was. So, okay, we're going to continue on. Okay.
The water level here is about what it would have looked like probably that night.
Yeah, that looks pretty deep right there.
And
well, that's about what it looked like when Artimus jumped in the middle of the creek and said, "It's only waist deep there, Kenny." Cool. Okay, what's that up there, Latrell?
This is the carving tree. It's been down since Ida. The hurricane came through and took care of it.
So, before the hurricane hit, was it a live tree? What kind of tree is it?
Yeah, it's a tree where everybody had come through and carved.
Is it a poplar?
I think it's they reckon it was a beech tree.
Beech tree? Wow, that's a huge tree. Look at the root ball on it. So all the carving, I guess, the bark has been removed from as much as they could get out of it. But that's the tree, big tree. Okay, Latrell, are we there?
We're here. This is where the plane came to rest, in this area right here.
And just by looking around and taking a look at where we're at, in your opinion, where would you say the plane came from? What direction?
Oh, it came from this direction.
Okay.
Came in and
what direction is that? Do you know?
That's south.
That's
so
south?
Headed back north to Macomb.
Okay, so it was
turned around, and he was trying to get to the opening just north.
So the actual fuselage and the wings and all the parts are in this area right here. Whenever
from here back, this is where the bulk of the fuselage came to rest. And then the other pieces that would have fallen off would have been further back.
All right, cool. Well, these trees, some of these trees, like say that tree, that's probably not a tree that was here at that time, maybe then, huh?
Yeah, I believe that this has probably been, the timber's been cut off of this, and this is all new timber, so none of this is probably here when the plane actually crashed.
But this is the ground where the plane came to rest at, so you're looking at the Lynyrd Skynyrd plane crash site right here.
Yes, may I speak to Mr. Robert Lawson, please?
This he?
Yes, is this the former sheriff?
That's right.
Okay, terrific. I got the right person. My name is Michael O'Hara. I'm a university student in Toronto, and I'm doing my final thesis on the Lynyrd Skynyrd band. And I was wondering if it doesn't bother you at all to, tell me what happened that night. And
I said, what now?
Pardon me?
I said, what night are you talking about?
The night the Lynyrd Skynyrd band crashed?
What year was that?
1977.
1977.
Yes.
And what happened? I don't know who you're talking about.
An airplane crash.
Who?
An airplane crashed?
Oh, yes, yes.
Okay, there, come back, okay.
No, the Lynyrd Skynyrd deal.
Yeah, I'm doing my thesis on them. And, they are and were my favorite band. And, I know you were the sheriff at the time.
That's right.
And you were, I presume from...
the first one on the scene.
That's what everyone says, yes. So I'd kind of like to get your insight and what happened and all that.
Well,
if you don't mind talking about it.
Well, no, it's okay. They were headed to Baton Rouge, for a concert.
Mm-hmm.
And they, instead of stopping in Macomb for gas, they continued on. And undoubtedly, they ran out of gas.
Right.
And they turned back and tried to get back to the Macomb Airport.
Okay.
Macomb Pike County Airport. But they just didn't make it. They came back and they were having engine trouble. It was popping and backfiring and going on, trying to get back to Macomb, Mississippi. You've heard of that.
Yes.
And so he couldn't make it, so he made a bank to come into a field, a farm field, and he hit the top of a great big pine, knocked the top out of it, and they went down through that pine and all that big timber and hit a great big sweet gum tree, killed the pilot and co-pilot, and scattered people all over the woods. But now one of the guys, I don't know which one it was now, I kind of forgot, but he got out of there and walked to a nearby farmhouse.
Yes, that was the drummer, Artimus Pyle.
Uh-huh. And we got out there and we picked up people from all over those woods, just scattered them around in the woods there, and got the ambulances in there and got them out there. But now it seemed like it was, I can't remember exactly how many was dead there, but it was, we carried them into Macomb and had their autopsy there.
Okay.
Macomb, Mississippi.
Mm-hmm.
And it was, and then I got a call from New York and told me there was about $68,000 on that plane. And we called the governor, and they put the guard out there and guarded it. So the next day we got it out of there. We found it. And we turned it over to the sheriff, and which was the next adjoining in the county that it fell in.
Mm-hmm.
And we turned the money over to him.
So what, is it a briefcase or?
Yeah, it was in a briefcase.
That was in the plane itself, or?
In the plane.
Okay, you found it inside the plane. It wasn't.
In the plane the next morning.
Okay.
And but we had that was a terrible night.
I imagine.
And a lot of people left us that night. I can't remember exactly how many was killed on at the crash.
6.
But it was several there.
Yeah.
But it was closed and people just laying all in the woods, throwing them out of the plane, throw them out on the ground. And we had, let's see, I don't remember how many ambulances came out there and loaded folks up, carried them in. But after that, I don't remember exactly how much money, but the next morning when we counted that money, it was cash and checks.
Right.
All of it wasn't there.
It all wasn't there?
After we got it the next morning.
Mm-hmm.
We turned it over, to the county sheriff where the plane went down.
That would be what, Amite County?
That was you mean the man's name?
No, I don't. Well,
Meade County.
Meade County, okay.
And we turned over him, and they kept, the people from New York kept calling, said they were shorted some money.
The people in New York, that would be what, the band's management? Or?
I don't know what happened to it, but it wasn't all there when they, we counted the morning and had all the people that there sign it. That was the correct money we found.
Mm-hmm.
But they claimed that amount. When they were turned over to them, they didn't get it.
They didn't get what you claimed.
So somebody between the plane, and when they left there, they claimed some money come up short.
Okay.
The Lynyrd Skynyrd band, you know.
Yes. Approximately how much do you know, or do you remember, or are we talking like thousands of dollars, or?
How much money?
Yes.
I don't know exactly how much it was because they called and wanted to know how much money we found, and I told them as well as I remember it's about $68,000. But it was short, you know, when they got theirs. When they turned it over to them.
Yes.
Who had the interest in the band and all.
That would have been the band's management, probably.
Right.
Yeah.
They came and got the money. They called me back several times and thanked me for helping them. But the money that we counted and people that was witness to the count, they all signed a big receipt to how much money we found. But when they came to get it, it wasn't that much. Somebody got hold to it. I don't know where it got lost at.
Okay, so while the sheriff and the other
It undoubtedly it got lost with the other sheriff.
Right. Which would be Sheriff Travis?
Huh? Travis.
Yeah, okay.
He's the one that we turned it over to.
Yeah, okay. I haven't spoken to him yet. I've spoken to a great many people.
Don't mention that.
No. That's between you and me, you know.
Okay.
No, I'm not going to say nothing of that nature. I haven't spoken to him or anything, but I've spoken to a great number of people, and actually I have the October 21st, 77 edition of the Enterprise Journal, and you're on the front page.
Yeah.
I guess you're the one holding the flashlight?
Yeah, we, that night, Houston radioed me. You know, the tower at Houston?
Yeah.
See, they was covering that flight, and they got the call, and heck, that's 300 and some odd miles to Houston, Texas.
Right.
And they called my office and notified that there was a plane in trouble and was going down. And it's 12 miles southwest of Macomb Airport, Macomb Pike County Airport. And they asked me would I extend deputies there. And I did, and I went myself. And I went just straight to it. I just went to the plane. I went directly to it. I was familiar with that country out there, and I just happened to drive right to the spot.
Right to where it was crashed?
Where it had fallen.
Okay. And what was the first thing you saw once?
Well, the first thing is I ran upon people lying out in the woods, you know, all bloody.
Okay.
Blood all over their faces and some dead, laying in the woods.
They were laying in the woods, dead? Okay.
All of them were thrown out of the plane except the pilot and the co-pilot.
Okay. Yeah, apparently...
It was still alive. Some of them crawled out, you know, out on the ground.
Yeah.
I reckon in case it might caught a fire.
Which there was no possibility you had later found out, but right.
Yeah, but I don't think it could catch a fire. I believe all the gas was gone.
There was less than 1 quart of fuel left.
Yeah, well, I could not smell no gas fumes or anything around the plane.
Okay. Could you smell any kind of fumes at all? Like hydraulic fluid or...
No, it wasn't any gas around, the smell of gas, you know,
right.
Around the crash.
Okay. Okay, were most of the survivors conscious? Well,
no, they were groggy and, you know, they weren't quite able to speak.
Okay.
Later on, after they were in the hospital a while, some of them did.
Mm-hmm.
In fact, some of them called me and talked to me later.
Okay, and did you know beforehand it was the Lynyrd Skynyrd band going down? Or
no, not until the Houston Tower, you know, Houston, Texas.
Right.
Called my office and told me there was a plane in trouble. I don't know how they could reach out that far, you know, but they knew, and they knew where it was.
Right. Well, that's the pilot was in vocal touch with Houston, Texas.
That's right.
I don't know why he wasn't in touch with Baton Rouge.
I can't understand it.
I can't understand that either, but apparently, according to the FAA report, he was in touch with Houston, Texas.
Because Houston was, Baton Rouge was, say, 60 miles away. 50 or 60 miles, see, on like a crow flies.
Right.
But now Houston, 300 miles and better.
I don't understand that, but...
No, because it looked like they'd been hollering at Houston. Baton Rouge.
Yes, they were going to Baton Rouge, no doubt about it. I mean, they had a show to do on the 21st.
Gillsburg.
Yes.
They made this swing around at Gillsburg, which is 17 miles from, about 20 miles from the airport.
Okay.
At Macomb, Pike County Airport. Southwest.
And you mentioned the survivors and some of the dead were thrown out of the plane?
Uh-huh, yeah.
So the plane obviously had broken into at least...
It was almost broken in two, and it was clothes and baggage and everything thrown everywhere. And parts of the plane out in the woods, and doors to the plane out in the woods. It was just scattered all around.
Okay. Now, I talked to, today, this afternoon, I talked to Sheriff McClendon.
Uh-huh.
And he said there was, he found marijuana and such as that. I was wondering if you found anything of that nature, any, narcotics or drugs or anything of that nature?
No, it wasn't any.
Okay. No, I don't know whether he really did find it or I don't know,
Now, I believe we did find, I take that back, it did take some, some of them taking medication, but it was prescribed by a doctor.
Okay. See, that was in some papers that there was quite a bit of drugs and whatnot found.
No, that's not right.
Okay.
It was only
prescription.
People taking medicine.
Right, okay. And approximately how long, I guess, before you were able to get the survivors and the fatalities, the dead, out of the crash site to the hospital?
It wasn't long. It was right away. The living, the people that are still alive, we got them right on out.
Okay.
And we was real lucky to get them. We could get the ambulance right up to it, the creek, a little old small branch that ran right near the crash site. And we waded across the branch with the people and put them in the ambulance and they carried them straight into Macomb. And Magnolia.
Yeah, Magnolia.
Beacon Hospital, Magnolia.
Okay. Meet you.
And we was a little longer with the dead people.
Yes, Mr. Dennis Wilson, I spoke to him, said he transported 3 of the dead. It wasn't until 3 hours, maybe 2.5 hours after the crash itself, that he transported the dead to Macomb.
Right. They carried some of them out of their own pickup truck. Right.
And I believe it was Mrs. Madeline Dick. She was civil defense.
Yes, she's civil defense.
Yeah. She was. I was also talking to her, and she said they were, taking them out in lawn chairs and
that's right.
Everything that you can find.
We could get them out of those woods.
About approximately how far would it have been from the woods, actually from where the plane crashed, to say an open field or a highway that they could have landed on and maybe had?
Oh, if they hadn't hit the top of that big pine tree, but was way up down, about 3 of them. They clipped out the top of them, and they was 100 yards away.
From an open field?
Out where they could have come down in the field.
Okay. Okay. And this was a fairly level field?
Yeah, it's pretty level field. If they could have gotten to there, I believe they could have made it.
Okay. And obviously, I guess that's what the pilot was shooting for, or?
That's what he was shooting for.
They just couldn't make it.
He couldn't pick up over them pines, and them tall pines got him.
Okay. And how long were you on the scene for?
How long was I out there?
Yes.
Oh, I stayed there till we got a hold to the governor and got him to send the National Guard.
And then what time was the National Guard dispatched to the scene?
I'd say around 1:30.
1:30? Okay. And that's when they took over?
Yeah, we turned it over to them.
Okay.
Macomb National Guard came out and taken over. But I called Governor, and he asked me if that he would get a hold to the captain and get a captain to bring a detail out there and stay all night, and they did.
So, well, like, was it declared an emergency, or?
Yeah, well, let's see.
Like, I don't know what
the governor was at that time. He's dead now. Let's see. Finch, Governor Finch.
Okay.
And he was real nice and cooperated. He sent the National Guard right on out there, pretty quick, just as soon as I called him.
Yeah, and I guess when someone brings this up, what would be the first thing that would come to your mind? Like, now that I've called you, what as soon as I mentioned the plane crash, what comes to your mind?
When I got there?
Yes.
Oh, I just, I was kind of uptight, you know, to see people lying all over the woods, hurt, and broke up, and some of them dead. Mm-hmm. You just kind of tighten up a little bit, you know.
Right. And you stated you couldn't smell fuel, but were you worried about fire at all?
That's what I was worried about. I was afraid that somebody would strike a match and set that thing afire and everything would go.
Right.
But I couldn't smell no fuel anywhere when I got there. And I went straight to the plane. I went around the people that were laying around in the woods and went on to the planes, and I wanted to secure that so nobody wouldn't strike a match if there was fuel around. But I couldn't smell any.
And was there any looting that you know of, or like? Apparently there were quite a few. You know, after a while, after a couple hours, you know, news had reached, I guess, cross country, let alone around the world. And
New York was calling my office, and I had to call in extra dispatchers, you know, to answer the phone.
But was there any looting to your knowledge?
Huh?
Looting, like where people from...
Oh, yeah, people were stealing parts of the plane.
Okay.
I saw several of them trying to get away with souvenirs, so to speak.
Okay. So there was some looting.
We had to cut that off and stop that.
Right. Okay.
One, they even stole a door to the plane, you know.
Stole a door to the plane?
Door, you know, as passengers go in.
Yeah.
They had stole the whole door. We're going through the woods with it.
And you caught him?
We got it back,
He must have been struggling with a door. I mean,
well, there was 2 or 3 of them carrying it.
Wow. That's bad, man. People's taken away.
Yeah, something like that.
And approximately how long was the wreckage actually there before, you know, the FAA came and took it?
They came and, let's see, they came and moved that thing either the next day or the next. The third day, second or third day, they moved it out there.
Second or third?
Taking it to Macomb Airport.
Okay. And did you actually, obviously, you must have seen the dead bodies themselves, the fatalities?
Did I see them?
Yes.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Okay.
We had them at Macomb City Hospital, Macomb.
Mm-hmm.
Southwest Hospital.
Okay.
And that's where we held the inquest.
Did they, not to sound morbid or anything, but did they look bad, or like what they're, you know?
Well, some of them was torn up, you know, broken up, and cut up, and some of them in pretty bad shape. But some of them weren't that bad a shape. I mean, internal, you know.
And who would the coroner have been at that time?
McGee.
McGee?
Mm-hmm.
With a K or a G?
I believe it's M-C-G-E-E.
M-C-G-E-E, okay. Now, there are 2 gentlemen who are writing a book on it. They're not, like, out to make a buck on it or anything. One of them, they're very important gentlemen, and they say everybody that I call, if it's all right if I give them your number, such like I called you, is it okay if I give them your number, your phone number?
Okay, it's all right.
That's okay?
That's fine.
Okay. If you don't want, I can give you their phone number, you know. I mean, some people don't want their phone number given out. And
well, you have my number, don't you?
Yeah, I got it out of the phone book, actually.
Yeah.
I'm kind of just a hit and miss, hoping it was you.
That's okay.
That's okay?
Yeah.
Okay. And do you have like any flashbacks or anything, a certain smell or a certain sight that you see, 17 and a half years later, like today, that brings back memories of that?
Oh, yeah. I go by that sometime and look down there where that crash happened and think about what happened that night. I drive out there sometimes. It's about 12 miles, but I drive out sometimes just to look across there what happened that night. And reminisce.
Yeah. Yeah, man. Also, a lot of people, well, not a lot, but 3 or 4 people I've talked to stated that if it hadn't been for where they had crashed in the pine trees, actually the pine trees, according to these 2 or 3 people I've talked to, cushioned the blow of the aircraft coming down. Do you agree with that?
You mean if they hadn't hit the top of those trees?
Yeah.
I believe they'd have made it.
Okay.
They'd have made it. They could have got over those 3 pine top, the high power pines. They'd have come out in that field, and I believe they'd have made it okay.
Okay.
But those pine trees is one that got them, them big high pines.
Approximately how high were they?
Oh, they was way up yonder. They was real tall, real tall. I went back and looked at where he topped them, cut the tops out of those trees.
Yeah.
And they were real high. They was what they call a long Georgia pine.
Okay. And
in Mississippi, but they was way up yonder.
Approximately how long was it before it first clipped the first tree until it finally came to rest?
Oh, right in a line.
Okay.
Right near each other. They were standing just like 3 men standing together.
Was it like 100 yards before it came to rest, or
before they got to the field?
No, before, like, once it started clipping the trees until
Oh, he hit the first one, and I'd say 25 yards, he hit the other 2.
Hit the other 2, and then how many yards until the plane finally came to rest?
He came on down when he hit those other 2.
Okay.
And then he went right into a great, large sweet gum tree, 2 of them, right between them.
Okay. And I imagine that's what broke the plane?
Stopped dead.
And that broke the plane in half, I guess.
Yeah, that was as far as the plane went. When it went down and got those big old sweet gum trees, one was on the co-pilot side and one was on the pilot. And I mean, it's right up in the cockpit with them.
Okay. And just writing down my notes here. Oh, would you happen to know the first name of this Dr. McGee, or?
The McGee?
Yeah.
The coroner?
Yes.
You have to get a hold of him in Liberty, Mississippi.
Okay. Would you know his first name?
No, I can't remember the guy's first name. But anyone there in Liberty can tell you because he lives right there in Liberty.
Okay. Terrific.
Coroner Ranger.
Okay. And do you happen to remember what color the plane was? Just
what kind of plane it was?
What?
I did know, but I swear I couldn't tell you right now what the make of it. No.
Okay. And the color of it?
Twin engine job.
The color?
It was almost it's a dull silver.
Mm-hmm.
It was more than one other color though.
Okay. Okay. Terrific. I can't thank you enough for your information.
Okay.
And you don't mind if I give you a number to these 2 gentlemen?
Well,
who are writing?
My number?
Yeah.
All right.
If you don't mind, I'll give them
Just give them my number and I don't mind talking to them.
Okay.
All right, sir.
Thank you so much, sir. I appreciate it.
Yes, sir.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Next time.